welcome to this week's episode of Powerful Stuff. I am actually here in Stockholm, Sweden. I took a red eye to get here, didn't sleep on the red eye, eyes wide open, but we are out here working with, moving with, aligning with the jet lag and recording powerful stuff to make sure we don't break that plus 100 episode weekly streak for you guys. So today's episode is going to be all about slowing down. Coincidentally, after I've been speeding up to get here, was just at an amazing friend's wedding in St. Louis. And it was like a college reunion. We got a big house with a bunch of friends. The wedding was incredible. So much love. There was line dancing. There was a mariachi band. I learned so many different styles of dance. And now I'm in Sweden for another friend's wedding. What? Yeah, so it's definitely the summer of love. But while I'm in Sweden, outside of all the amazing wedding activities to celebrate my friend, I'm also using this as a time to reset and recharge. Last week, we talked about the summer solstice, midsummer. I literally got to Sweden the day after midsummer. We were flying here on the way over. And it's so funny because it's like dark and gloomy outside, and midsummer is like bright summer solstice. But you know what? The sun still isn't setting, and the sun shines from within us, guys. And is that not the motherfucking truth? Anyhow, so while I'm here for my friend's wedding, Spencer and I also booked an onsen, a Japanese spa, which I think is the only one in Europe, just 20 minutes outside of Stockholm for tomorrow. Going to get a little scalp massage, walk around in a robe, chillax, maybe go for a kayak this week. And then next week we rented a um, lake house, on a little lake outside of Stockholm as well, which we will relax in and just like sit on the dock, do our couples offsite. I actually cleared all of my client calls the next week because the time difference is so crazy. I was my upgrade call, which is usually my group coaching call at 5:30 on Thursdays. It would be like 2:30 a.m. this Thursday, and I was like, it's halfway through the upgrade. Everyone needs a break to catch up, recalibrate, reinforce these tools. I'm also going to be kind to myself and not make myself wake up at 2:30 a.m. So all of that's to say, as we talked last week about the summer solstice and what we want to shine light on this year, this week is all about slowing down, because sometimes as the cliche but very true statement goes, you have to slow down to speed up, because sometimes when we're moving too fast, we don't get those good ideas. When we have like 10 different to-do lists running in our head, we don't go into deep focus or deep reflection about just one thing. And also Brene Brown says in her book, Atlas of the Heart, about all these different emotions, that boredom is actually one of the best ingredients for creativity, giving ourselves space, not reaching for the phone or the escapism or the cheap fix that kind of dulls our moments of boredom, but actually leaning into it and giving ourselves times of literally like do nothing time where we really stretch that out. And this is something that I might have mentioned this last week as well, but on the email list for my friend Rian, who has a flow state company all about getting into flow. And that is a powerful reminder as well of like when we want to get into our deep flow around one thing, it's like really like getting clear on that one thing and creating space to do that. So we're not kind of like frenetic running through a bunch of different things at once. And so that's kind of my thought today too, because I myself, guys, find myself sometimes making those imaginary to-do lists in my head. And then also like we can also easily fall into the when then trap, especially as we exit our 20s into our 30s. When this happens, and this will happen, and I want to do this before this time or achieve this. And I've really been thinking this year a lot about the idea of slowing down, because that's what allows magic to come in. Osho has this quote that's like, don't seek, don't search, relax. When you relax, it comes. When you relax, you start vibrating with it. And it's so much easier said than done because we always, not always, but in general, can base our worth off of our productivity and our hustle culture and how much we're doing and how much we're achieving. And it's interesting because the deep irony of that is if we're always going from one thing to the next, even if we do achieve the thing, will we actually be happy because will we know how to even enjoy it? You know what I mean? And so that's why I've talked about this before on Powerful Stuff, but we have that paradigm of do, have, be. Let me do the thing and then I'll have the car, the clout, the career, the whatever, and then I'll be happy, right? Which, as we know, is so often a very backwards and hard way or hard thing to achieve. However, when we reverse that and we say, first, I'm going to focus on my being. I'm going to optimize my environment. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to create space. Then I will do from that calm place. And then I will end up having those things as byproduct of my being state. And that's something that I constantly work on. And that's something I work on with all of my clients. It's one of the number one things we work on is letting go of all of the shoulds, letting go of all of the superfluous to-do lists to create space to actually slow down, to allow that magic boredom or do nothing energy to come in. And not only does that lay the fertile soil for the grounds of what you want to create next, but it also signals a message of extremely high self-worth of like, I deserve to just be, I deserve to relax, I deserve to unwind and enjoy myself versus like, I need to be achieving all of these things. And this isn't to be confused with like laziness or I'm afraid if I do this, I won't get out of it, right? It's like having that intentional, structured, do nothing time for the sake of recharging, for the sake of healing from burnout, for the sake of allowing for that next creative idea to come through. So it's all about the intention and the parameters that you set around it. So all of that's to say, you might be like, Meredith, this sounds great, but how do I even fucking do this, right? How do I slow down? Well, the first thing I would say is like, let's do a lifestyle audit of all the unnecessary things that you do in your day. Like, what do I feel like I should do? And let's start with the shoulds, right? I always say like shedding the shoulds. All the things that I should be doing. I should be working this hard. I should be having my hand in these like 10 different pots. I should be having a full calendar. Like, what are all the things that you find yourself filling your day with? And what is the story behind those? And is that a true story? Like, start to question that story a little bit. And, after you write down all of, yay, after you write down all of the shoulds, it's like, what do I actually want to do? If there was like one or two things I could prioritize, what do I actually want to do? And how does that feel when I'm prioritizing the things that I want? And really tap into like, how does that feel? Who is the me who is like leaning in and expressing this want or this desire 100% and pursuing these above the shoulds? And then, guys, so we've shed the shoulds, we've focused on the wants, right? And then I would, which we'll do together in our meditation, but I would write out your day as if you were like slowing it down to like 0.5x. Like if you were really having to eliminate one thing in each part of your day, in your morning, in your work day, in the responsibilities that you took on with like friends or community, in the life admin, if you had to eliminate one thing each day to just create more space for doing nothing, like write out your new daily schedule that is just so padded and luxurious and spacious, where you're never feeling rushed. You're always able to take your time. You're always able to relax. You're able to unwind. So that would be the next step, right? Shedding the shoulds, What do you want to focus on? And then what does that daily routine look like? That ritual of how you move through your day, where you've shed a different thing in each part of your day. And then the action there is to actually do the thing. It's to actually shed, hold yourself accountable to removing these things. And I would say, like, this episode is about removing versus adding, right? Removing the things that aren't necessary. So you actually do create this space to just allow yourself to be. And once you've created that space, you might be like, well, where do we go from here? What do I do? What do I do in this now that I have this extra time? The answer is don't reach for your phone. Don't scroll on TikTok, #guilty. Even myself, I caught myself doing this in small moments of like, I'm waiting to deboard the plane and I'm opening TikTok and scrolling. It's like, what if I didn't grab my phone? What if I sat there and thought about like the next iteration of my coaching program? Or what if I thought about some fun what ifs for my next song, or for well wishes for a friend, you know, like, and when Spencer and I were in line to cross through passport control, it's like using those built-in moments of waiting as it is to be in thought, to be not grabbing your phone, not, and that one's pretty obvious, guys, not playing games, not doing things that like help you escape, or like binge watching a TV show. And there's a time and a place for those things. If you're like, I'm intentionally using this as like a time block reward after a really stressful day or something like that. However, in our spirit of slowing down, these are things that we wouldn't necessarily do. And then, if you're looking at your blank space, blank page for slowing down, I would say start with like subconscious journaling. Start with just setting a timer for 10 minutes and journaling whatever comes to mind, and brain dumping it until you have no more to say. And like trying to do these for a few days in a row where it is just slow and you're just journaling and there's no necessarily like direct goal or intention or thing that you're trying to transform or work through, but you're just like brain dumping. Another is like going for a slow walk and just like leaving your phone at home and trying to notice something new in your neighborhood that you've never seen before, or like notice the different ways you can engage all five senses, which will also like slow down your nervous system as well. And that is really a beautiful thing. Another thing is like going for a long walk with a friend and kind of like shooting the shit or asking imaginative questions instead of gossiping about something that already happened or someone or some things. As the saying goes, great minds discuss ideas, or yeah, small minds discuss people, average minds discuss events, and great minds discuss ideas. So it's like having some fun, imaginative questions for your friends. On those walks, or like long dinners with a friend or partner or family where you're just savoring your food, you're engaging in the conversation, you're being imaginative. And also, one like some of the slowing down could literally also just be like walking slower. It could be literally meditating, but it could also just be like staring at the wall and allowing yourself to not be stimulated and to just be there with your thoughts and to fight the impulse to remove yourself from that situation. And all of that's to say, I'm saying this episode now too to hold myself accountable to you guys as well. Because as I talked about in past Powerful Stuff episodes, like I feel like entering into my mid 30s, which is so crazy to say, forever young, which is what we all are, forever young. But as I think about that and crossing over into parenthood, the idea of slowness is like allowing life to unfold, allowing magic to unfold, not rushing through something to get to the next thing, and you think about like the creation of life. It's like slowing down, allowing something to take root, like a plant planting a seed. It first roots down and then you have to water it and it patiently grows, versus trying to rush the process, because then it's like, what is the point, and also the plant just won't grow as well, the life won't grow as well when rushed. It needs time to incubate. So all of that's to say, it's like, where are you rushing yourself in your life? Where are you feeling like I need to get through this, or I'm on the hamster wheel? And why do you feel like you can't get off the hamster wheel? What do you fear will happen if you stop or you slow down? What do you fear that will say about your old identity, the old stories you say about yourself, your productivity, your worth? Like, let's bring those out from under the bed and look at those kind of like skeletal stories going on around needing to be productive, needing to rush, which is also kind of just like, yeah, not allowing space for magic to unfold. And rushing and hustling is also different than like being ambitious but having hard, or not hard, but like deep thought, deep work, and allowing yourself the balance, the recovery to the race. The recovery is just as important as the race. And if we are always sprinting, we're going to burn out and we're going to lose our sparkle. We're going to lose our magic. So that's why even if you do work in, or you do like sprints or work in sprints, it's like having these seasons of slowness is just as important as getting those sprints done. So yeah, so what are those fears? What are the stories you're telling yourself about it? And then also on the other side of that, what becomes possible when you slow down? What creative project, what thing might finally have enough space to take root? And what elements do you need and want to give it, to nurture it, to incubate it, to bring it to life? And who is that you who moves slowly, who savors the food you're tasting, who really listens when the friend is talking without thinking about what next question you're going to ask, but really like letting like the words they're saying land, who really like goes to the sunset to really like watch it go down and not just like look at it through a screen, which I've definitely done before, guys, too. I'm not going to lie to you. Or you can do both, take a quick pick and then like get right back to the presence. But who is that you who slows down, and even like the little meditative moments during your day, slowly brushing your teeth, not rushing through that ritual, slowly enjoying your morning coffee, despacito, as Luis Fonsi would say. And I think that this is the true magic, and it's something that I work with myself a lot on, uh, slowing down so I can slow down to speed up, so I can, grow my coaching business, but also so I can enjoy life more, so I can feel more balanced as I enter into the next chapter. So I don't look back when I'm 80 and was like, oh, that time in my early to mid 30s was so good. Why was I trying to rush to the next thing? If I could go back, I would just savor it so much more. I would linger longer, as I like to say at Burning Man. One of my main lessons is linger longer. Like don't rush to the next thing. Don't leave fun for fun. Let the magic unfold. So that's the vibe today, and it's fun and it's uncomfortable because we can be hardwired to be like, I need to produce, I need to create. What does it say about me if I'm not producing or creating? But that's where the magic comes in. That's where the magic unfolds. And so yeah, the TLDR, guys, is that first step is, what do I feel like I should do and why? What's the story behind it? What do I actually want to do? And what would it feel like to be embodied and fully expressed in those? What is my daily routine where I cut something out of each part of my day so I have more spaciousness? And then what becomes possible? What do I want to create in this new era of slowness? What takes time to root and water? And how can I enjoy the journey more? And who is that me who enjoys the journey more? And how does, by slowing down, not only does it help this thing grow, but how does it help me evolve into the next version of myself? Powerful, powerful stuff, guys. Okay, so let's just get into our little medi. We're going to do a nice, like a nice slow but short, a nice slow meditation. We'll see where the wind blows. We're not overthinking it. We're not planning it too much. So we're just take, you guessed it, a nice slow breath in through our nose for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more just like this. Breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now just slowing down, coming into your own slow oceanic breath. Breathing in slowly through your nose, feeling the wind lift up to the crown of your head. And exhale, sigh it out. Like you can trace each atom of each molecule leaving your mouth like hot air. You can feel it all go to the air around you, slowing down your heart, slowing down your thinking mind, slowing down your movements, softening your jaw, relaxing your hands, relaxing your toes, relaxing your hips, relaxing any clenched part of your skin, your skull, your muscles, relaxing whatever grip around any of your thoughts. And imagining that you and your entirety, your whole energetic being, you and the energy around you is a lotus flower. And whatever grip of whatever shoulds or what ifs or when thens, imagine each breath is loosening that grip around the lotus flower. And each breath is allowing petals to expand, extend, and unfold. More and more and more. Whatever voices are telling you to speed up or do more, just breathing into them, softening them until you feel like this lotus flower, you're fully opened. All of your petals outstretched. Your root rooted deep within you, allowing your aura to continue to stretch outward. And imagine going deeply inward into the heart of the lotus flower, like deep within your navel center. And finding there a magical crystal ball within the lotus flower. And seeing a glimpse of you moving in this next chapter with conviction through slowness. Really savoring your morning. No sense of urgency, just finding little moments of presence, delight, emotion throughout your day. Feeling deeply connected to those around you. Deeply connected to the sounds and the signs around you, strengthening your intuition. And feeling deeply connected to yourself, what your heart's saying, because you've slowed down enough to listen. And as you hold this crystal ball deep within you, asking your heart for a message that maybe you'd been too speedy to hear in the past. A message that only the slowness can bring. And then letting that message reverberate from your toes up to your shins, your knees, up to your hips. Feeling that message upgrade you on a cellular level from your hips to your navel, up your spine, your heart, your shoulders. Embodying it in your elbows, your arms, your fingers. Breathing it up your neck, your lips, your eyes, the crown of your head. Until you feel embodied in this message. It feels so clear what to do next because you're just living it and you're breathing it. Each breath is breathing it more deeply through every layer of your body, of your skin, and out your pores. Feeling so relaxed, like you're unwinding, deeper and deeper into this message, into this expanded lotus flower. Nowhere to go, nowhere to be, just here listening. And just put both hands on your heart and feel this slowness. Feel the power in this, the relaxation, the wisdom. And then with this, taking a deep breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. One more nice and slow. Breathing in. And exhale, release. Slowly, when you're ready, opening your eyes. Coming back into this space. Enjoying the slowness, the allowance. And now that you have your steps and you feel centered from this meditation, just go ahead after this meditation and do something that just continues to keep you in this state. Maybe it's a slow walk, maybe it's a seated meditation. And then really keeping within your heart that trust of the wisdom that comes from slowing down and how your presence in that slowness radiates confidence, authenticity, connection to your intuition, how it's a grounding force for others around you, which is something we all need right now. So thank you for showing up, for doing the work, for slowing down. It's powerful to slow down, and I'll see you next week for more powerful stuff. Hey, you. Thank you for coming on this powerful journey with me. I hope it was as powerful for you as it was for me. And if it was, it would mean the world to me if you rate, review, and subscribe to Powerful Stuff so I can keep bringing you the goods. We can keep going on this transformative journey together. And if there's powerful stuff that you want to share with me, with the Powerful Stuff community, tag us on Instagram at That's Powerful Stuff or the Meredith Baker. And I look forward to seeing you next week for more powerful